It's not even noon on the West Coast, and I've already got 3 lives down. That should be my new band name. 3 lives down. Do you listen to 3 Lives Down? It does sound kind of spooky. Oh my God, Scooney G is here. Scooney G, I would love to interview you. You are one of my favorite people in LA, in the Los Angeles music scene, and I'm sad that I did not get to meet you before things were closed at your jam, but I would love the opportunity to be able to hang out with you sometime, my brother. I love your kids rock thing, and yeah, I've been following you for quite some time. You are a huge inspiration to me, sir. All right, I had to change my glasses because it was very difficult for me to see. So now, woo! All right, Ebony. So,
What's up?
what's going on, Ebony? How are
Not
you?
too much. My light is way too fucking bright. Oh my God.
I see that.
I'm
You
trying to like, so
look
I'm
like a
like new to
ghost.
this
Fuck
whole
it.
live situation. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes,
Okay.
a little bit. Hold
All
on.
right.
Yeah, I was like, I had to block my own bright light real quick.
I'm still, new at this whole live streaming stuff. So
That's,
barely.
you know what?
Thank you for having me on. This is cool.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, thank you for responding so fast. I just found you yesterday
Yes.
via Dollaris, which we were talking about.
Who
Dollaris
is a queen? Yes.
and talked about
MUA alien. She's the best.
yeah. So all the and then I missed your clubhouse. Like I was.
That's okay. I did ping you though. You told me to ping you.
You did. No, I saw the ping, and I was teaching a lesson at the time,
Okay.
and I couldn't
No
get out of it.
worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. You'll be at the next one. I will be at
You
the
will.
next one.
You have to. Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't chosen a date. It's probably going to be June 30th, most likely, but I will make sure you have all the info.
Thank you.
This past one we did, so the clubhouse is it's in the Music Publicist Club, but we're actually going to be starting our own club pretty soon. And the name of the series is called the PR Powerhouse. And it's Raquel Figlo from Raquel Figlo Public Relations and myself. We started a monthly room just to talk to different emerging publicists and also bands who are either looking for a publicist or just have an interest in learning more about what publicists do. I got you. So each month we choose a different topic. And last night we talked about the return of concerts amid the COVID-19 pandemic and how you can get press coverage for your bands despite, maybe not being able to do as much on-site press as, we were before. So yeah, it was pretty dope. It was actually one of our most popular rooms. So
I
I
can't
was
believe
really
I missed
happy
that.
about
Such
that.
a jerk. All right, so let's
You're
get into
fine.
the introduction real quick. So everybody who knows me, who has ever seen my episodes, this is probably your first time. So allow me to introduce myself to you. Ladies, gentlemen, it is I, the spookiest boy of them all, the Sephiroth of South Central, the Black Chris Jericho, David Lee Goth, Rob Zombie's stepbrother through marriage, Will Smith and Ozzy Osbourne's illegitimate love child, the Fresh Prince of Darkness, Kelvin Chaos. Welcome to another episode of Chaos Conversations featuring Ebony Jeanette. Did I pronounce your last name correct?
Yes, you did. It was perfect.
Marvelous. All right, Ebony. So tell everybody who you are. You don't need to give all the surnames like I do. I've been practicing this for over 2 years. But tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, cool. So I'm Ebony Jeanette. I am a music publicist. I specialize in heavy metal music publicity. I have my own company called Ebony Jeanette PR. Previously, I was the publicist. I did tour publicity, and then I headed the PR department for a little bit at Century Media Records, Street Smart Marketing, and also Prosthetic Records. And now I run my own company. I have my own roster of bands. Right now, I'm actually doing all the PR for Metal Assault Records, which is an underground record label based out in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, who I am friends
but I'm
with,
actually,
which was crazy that when I saw that, I was like, yo, I actually go to their shows. I was attempting to
nice.
get signed by them, but I realized my music's like not metal enough. It's like more, it's its own genre. It's like metal inspired because I shred.
Ooh.
But I have a lot of R&B influences, and I study classical music, so it's kind of like It's all over the place.
Okay.
Anyways, but what is the name of the guy that runs it?
Andrew Bonsall. Yeah.
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah,
is amazing. Yes.
yeah. He's always running shows and stuff out here. So when I saw you were doing PR for him, I was like, what? Like he chose a black girl? That's
Yes,
crazy
he
to me.
did. Brown power, he's Indian. So, we had to
Yes,
all
I
sit
knew
together.
that. But even
Yes.
still, like in the metal, metal is very racist,
Yes.
as
Talk
is
about it.
most of these alternative subgenres. And usually people don't say anything about it because they're like, what do you like that music for anyway? You're like, because it's awesome.
Right?
And
Black beats aren't racist, just people are racist.
exactly, exactly, right? So when I saw that, I was like blown away. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Like, and because I believe in picking the best person for the job, like race no matter. Like, and obviously to me, you must have been the best person for the job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And because yeah, he's a, like you say, he's a pretty big deal out here. So I was like, whoa, like you're not even in Los Angeles. That's even
No, I
crazy.
used to be. So I lived in Los Angeles up until 2018.
Oh,
So I knew Andrew because when I was out there, I, did a lot of press for a lot of the bands that he was writing for. He started Metal Assault as like a blog and website reviewing shows and, interviewing bands. And a lot of ours, when I was working at Century Media, a lot of the bands that were on our roster, he was doing a lot of press for. So he and I have had a working relationship for a very long time. And he and I actually are also curating a virtual concert series together
and
before I
that's
started working the press for his label. And we are launching Blunt Force Trauma on July 16th. It's going to be streaming via my YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/Ebony Jeanette. That'll be July 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have 7 bands from all around the country, 2 from Los Angeles, Solar Haze and Against the Grave. And we also have Weed Demon, who is a sludge doom stoner metal band from Columbus, Ohio. We have The Conquering, which is a black metal band from Columbus, Ohio. White Phosphorus, which is an electronic war band from Austin, Texas. It's actually a one-man show, which is going to be extremely dope. We have Trees of Salem, which is an orchestral death metal and black metal band, and Parallax, which is a heavy metal band from Wichita, Kansas. Trees of Salem is actually from Mexico City, Mexico. So we try to, get as many bands from different parts of the country and the world as possible. So it's really cool. And we're sponsored by Liquid Death, which I'm really excited about. So yeah,
that's
a couple
amazing. Yeah, I was
other
like,
sweet
yo,
sponsors.
that's incredible. Cause yeah, I did a virtual fest in February for Black History Month.
Nice.
Yeah, called Chaos Fest, but it was me. I ran the entire thing, and I,
Yes,
I was
that's
really stressed
awesome.
out about it afterwards. But I love doing them because like the best part is like I'm introducing people to new musicians that they've never seen before. That and as musicians, I want to say the thing that we struggle with the most is PR. We like to make the
Mhm.
music, we like to be the artist, we like to get on stage and perform, but telling people, hey, come to my show is like the bane of our existence. Hold on, I have to do a
Right.
wardrobe change there.
Perfect. I love
Anyway,
it.
yeah, yeah, when I first even saw you, I was like, wow, I've never even seen a black female metal publicist ever. And I immediately had to hit you up. I was like, even if you said I don't have time to talk to you ever, I just need to say hello, I exist too, and I love you for whatever you're doing.
Yes. No, I'm really glad you hit me up. This is awesome. I want to champion as many people of color in the alternative space as possible. So, it's we're out here, it's not super, common, but we're definitely out here nonetheless. And honestly, social media has been a really awesome way for me to discover even more of us, which has been great. Like how I found Doll through Clubhouse, and
That's
she's actually one of our sponsors as well for the festival, which is really cool. So I'm really excited to have her, as well as Rolling Bouquet, which is a black-owned hemp rolling paper company. So yeah, I'm just trying to put as many people on as possible. That's my mission in life. The more people that you connect to their dreams, the more your dreams come true. So that's what I'm all
man,
about.
you're speaking my language. It's me talking, but prettier.
I love it.
So now, are you a musician yourself?
Yes, I'm a singer. I don't do metal, but I do like I call it alternative soul. So I do like soul music and then alternative pop. I guess you could describe it as like if like a mashup of like Erykah Badu, Amy Winehouse, and maybe a little like Adele in there. So yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'll
I
do.
was like,
I'm
I
working on a
listened to
record
some of
right
your.
now, which I'm excited to, share with the world in due time.
Wait, what? What was that
I'm
last
working
part?
on a record right now, so I'm gonna be sharing that with the world in due time. It's not ready yet, so can't give
Amazing.
out too much.
I would like to send you a track. You don't have to
Please
use
do.
it, but like I write. So my thing is like I'm a composer.
Okay.
Composer. Um, I went to school to study music and all that, and then but I was always into like alt stuff. So I learned how to play pretty much everything. But one of the things that I've been championing lately is like alt R&B, where
Yes.
it's like R&B, but it's like darker, because it's like all the people that I know in this scene, they're not just heartbroken about their long lost love. They're heartbroken about like family situations or specific instances in their life. There's a lot more things to be sad about. There's plenty more things to be sad about than just getting your heart broken, right?
Right.
So I was like, I need music to match that. We got to have darker R&B, like kind of like Aaliyah's last album.
Yes, which was one of her best, I would say.
Right,
Sure.
but even darker than that, like kind of what Jada, or yeah, like what Willow Smith is doing right now, what Jada Pinkett Smith was doing back in the day. Do you remember Persia White from Girlfriends?
No.
Okay, do you remember the show Girlfriends at all?
I do.
Yeah, so Persia White was the weird one.
Okay.
Right, so she had a record label. She actually approached me when I was like 22 and asked me if I wanted to do it, but I didn't know what like trip hop was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really into classical music, so I told her no, and now I feel dumb.
Oh.
But
you fucked up. No, I'm just playing.
What'd you say?
I said you fucked up.
Right, or not, I was like, I don't know. Music was weird like 10, 15 years ago. Like, it's not like it is now. Like it's far easier to find your own lane and to connect with more, of your audience, of your choice, as opposed to back then. I felt like it was still like very much industry dominated, where it was difficult, as an artist to be an individual. But I feel like now is like the golden age of artists to me.
I agree.
Right. Yeah. It was like a lot of people are saying negative stuff like, oh, it's so hard to get it done. And I was like, it's easier than it ever has been to get your stuff out there, to connect with other people, to do virtual online fest, to start your own record label, to gather these people and, have your own little crew. And that's, what I'm doing. I'm trying to build out my own little crew by aligning with other crews.
Yes.
Kind
you
of
and
like
me both.
the Warriors did it,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I'm very grateful and fortunate for, being able to partner up with Metal Assault on some stuff because, it's hard to do everything by yourself. And sometimes you feel like you want to do everything by yourself, but you really can't. Like it really takes you building a team, having friends out there that you can collaborate with to make a lot of noise. So
yeah, and they can tell you, hey man, you're doing this wrong, or that's going to take too long, or like, hey, why don't you do it this way, or let me help you with this.
Exactly.
And then you have to be trusting enough as the person that's doing it to say, okay.
Yes. I'm definitely a control freak, so it's been hard for me to like let go. But,
absolutely. I'm the exact same way. No, you're doing it wrong.
Right? I was like, fine, I'll just do it. But no, like you have to let go of the reins a little bit and let people help. And it's good to have other ideas in there. You know what I mean? So it only makes you better.
Yeah. So tell us about your PR company. I know it's relatively new, and I want to say, do you have like is it only metal artists that you have on your?
Yes. So I only do heavy metal on a very select basis, like for a friend or something like that. I might dip into hip hop a little bit, but my special sauce is heavy metal. That's my experience. That's my bread and butter. So and I really enjoy working with independent musicians and bands. I have, obviously I've worked with record labels before. So my company has really been around since 2010. However, I was contracted with record labels that whole time.
Got it.
So now I'm really just on my own, developing my own roster, which has been a really cool experience. But yeah, I emphasize, that it's just me. I have an awesome intern, but it's really just me doing everything. And I take clients on a very select basis, because I like to curate the campaign. So I develop the story. I'm the person that's going around pitching to everybody, and we really come up with like a product for that we're going to be pitching. And then I do a lot of like video premieres. I focus on getting album reviews, tour press, obviously when that was like the thing, you know, now that's starting to come back, which has been great. So I'm really excited to see like how different things are going to be, especially in that tour and live music space. But yeah, I'm all about, you know, working with artists to kind of to develop them while they're on their journey. So I've been able to get several independent artists charting on the Billboard 100, which has been great for heavy metal. I'm really proud of the fact that I've been able to get a lot of cool sponsorships for my bands that I've worked with. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I just I leave no stone unturned when I do PR. I will pitch to, you know, the blog that has maybe 5 listeners to, you know, one of the most popular in the world. I've gotten stuff on Rolling Stone and all that, you know, like your run-of-the-mill Revolver, Decibel and all that. But I also love, you know, hitting up just, you know, online magazines, podcasts, Spotify playlists. Like, I think, especially when you're starting out, like, you need to be everywhere. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, by the way, I do have a podcast.
Okay. What is it called? It's
the same thing. It's called Altkoaz, and
okay,
it's
awesome.
It's the exact same thing as this. I mean, I actually stopped. I had 60 episodes, and then I stopped to make it into lives because I felt like people wanted to see voices more. But they're still out there. Like people can see them. And I also have a playlist, and the playlist is called Altkoaz Slaps. I'll send you all the information.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, and this is a record label as well. And my thing was like same thing. I just wanted to put people on, and not saying it was easy for me. I don't have like, you know, mainstream crossover success yet, but what it was for me, it was like I saw all these people that were extremely talented that weren't being seen. And I felt it's pretty easy for me to jump on a live and just talk to people for hours. It's easy for me to turn my live on and play guitar covers. It's easy for me to go on stage and play in front of, you know, 5,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, not easy, but, you know, it's something I've been doing for, you know, I don't know, last 10, 15 years.
Right.
I'm very comfortable with it, but I would see these people starting out with so much talent. Like there's this band that you would love called Pilot Jones. I got a band that's played with me on the festival called Rebel Wild. They're sick. I've got so many great, like super talented artists that nobody's seeing because they're, you know, the black alt, and it's not quite caught on yet, right? Like people are really into the Rico Nasties and stuff like that, but you know, that's, to me, that's still kind of mainstream hip hop, and I feel like she's, you know, leaning alt for sure. She's definitely alt.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, loud guitars, time signature changes, Satan worshiping, you know, kind of shit like,
yes,
you know, that I'm used to, that I wanted to see, you know, from a black group. Cause, you know, I'm like, you know, we tend to, you know, lean towards the R&B and the soul and the hip hop stuff because we're like, well, I got to get to a genre that people can see me at, and it's about money. And I'm like, yo, I can make money doing music, you know, because I write music for a living. That's my career. I teach music. I don't have a problem with that. I want to make a wave. I want to, you know, uncover a whole new thing. Like I call myself the spooky version of Master P sometimes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you know, like Master Spooky. You know, because I'm like, man, imagine he took that whole group of people, and a lot of those guys aren't even that talented, but they had like swag. But I'm like, I can know a bunch of people with swag and talent that I think the whole world should be seeing.
Yes.
Should be buying their records and stuff like that. So
you definitely need both. Like,
yeah, I was like, everything is necessary. There's like, you go to the store, you see the bread aisle, right? People talk about this a lot. There's expensive bread, there's the middle bread, and then there's the cheap bread. And I'm like, which one are you buying? And it just depends on how much money you got in your bank account.
Right.
You know, so like you said, we need it all. We need the good stuff.
And there's room for everybody.
Yeah, so as far as like your future, because I mean, like, I know you seem like the type of person to plan things 5 years in advance.
Yes.
I was like, I don't know, I just got that vibe off of you. What is your 5-year plan? Where do you see Ebony Jeanette PR in the future?
So with my PR company, I definitely see a continuation of, you know, representing labels on my roster and select artists and bands. I really love the fact that we have started this curated virtual concert series, but I do want to turn that into an in-person event. So I would
Where
like
would it be? Curious. Would it be in LA?
It would actually be like a traveling event. I would like to do it in multiple cities. So kind of like how Knotfest started off in LA and then it's now in Iowa and things like that. Yeah, I really like that way of, you know,
I want to do that with Altkoaz too, because I was thinking if it's just me, right, then I don't have to fly anybody else out. I can just pull up and say, hey, you guys are here, right? Let's do a show.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely see myself leaning more towards doing like the curated concert series stuff, collaborating with more, you know, outlets. I love, you know, the fact that I'm collaborating with Metal Assault Records, and I think we can bring even more people into that fold as we continue this endeavor. Yes, absolutely. And so I would love to have a, you know, a staff so that I'm not doing all of the day-to-day. You know, right now, I'm working with an intern who's amazing. So I would like to bring her on like full time and have her like have some help as well. So that way we can take on more work.
That would be so sick.
Thank you.
I would love to come to the yes, I'm at Ebony Jeanette's office. I'm waiting to be seen and I have to wait 20 minutes. Exactly. I would love that.
Yes. I would like to have, you know, like at least a flagship office in Los Angeles where I, you know, could have an office, but also like a stage and have people do like, you know, little heavy metal happy hour where people will perform and things like that. That's been one of my dreams for a long time. So, you know, all of that is coming. Yeah.
Yo, that's incredible. Like, it's so funny you say it because I got like sometimes I'll just go live and play like entire albums. Like I played the Heaven and Hell album by Black Sabbath, like at least like sometimes once a week, or I'll just I just go live and play whole out like Dio, you know, the Holy Divers 30-year anniversary was like Wednesday. So I'm planning on doing a whole Holy Diver concert tonight.
Okay, awesome.
Because I love Dio. But yeah, but it's crazy that you say it because like, you know, even, you know, forget the black white thing for a second. Metal itself is not nearly appreciated to me as much as it should be.
Agreed.
You know, especially today, because like people are like, oh, there are no more good metal bands, and I'm like, no, they're there. You know, it's just that we're so into the nostalgia of metal, right?
Right.
We're into. I think what was the last great metal band was probably like Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying?
I am not an Avenged Sevenfold fan. I'm sorry.
I'm not either, but I see that's how like out of the loop I am. Is what I'm saying. Like I was listening to Children of Bodom, and
love them.
R.I.P.
Alexi.
Huh?
R.I.P. Alexi.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, R.I.P. And you know, I was listening to those guys and stuff like that because one of my buddies was in this band called Thrown into Exile.
Yeah, I know that band.
Yeah, so my homeboy was the bass player.
Okay.
Chuck. Yeah, so I used to go to their shows. That shit was so funny. They all had long hair, so they would do this synchronizing head spin like during their breakdowns. And I was like, that's the kind of shit that I miss. Like I miss that, you know, because you know, I'm kind of old school. I come from the Van Halen kind of metal, like you know, like butt rock. I'm like really into, you know, like Outland, like Motley Crue and Poison, and you know, I like the old stuff. I like the new stuff, but I want to say in the last 10 years there hasn't really been a band that I have gravitated towards.
I see. Well, I'm a Catatonia girl. I like Opeth and all that kind of stuff, like that dark Swedish rock. I love Cradle of Filth. When I get you know, even more into the extreme stuff. Napalm Death is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, Cannibal Corpse.
I had the privilege of doing PR for them when I worked at Century Media, which was like one of the highlights of my life. I actually got Napalm Death. I'm the only person that has gotten them in PR. So I definitely put my little, you know, thing in there, like, yes, I did that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love Children of Bodom. I like, you know, a lot of like oh gosh, what was I gonna say? I had some really cool live experiences with some bands like Shadows Fall and things like that, which I really respect your live show. Like if your band kills it live, like even if I don't necessarily like the albums, I will still like your
Yeah,
band
same.
because
Yeah, like
I'm
I'm
super
like
live
almost
show
exclusively
oriented.
that way. Like
Yeah.
there's a ton of bands that I do not listen to their records, but if you know, especially if it's a festival and they're like, oh, these guys are gonna be there, these guys are gonna be there, these, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting drunk and I'm gonna be right in the front row.
Yes, for sure.
Kick my teeth in, guitar player.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Hold on, live is the best. Yes, that is my buddy, Beast Trasher. He's also a musician. He does like ukulele raps, ukulele sad boy raps. You would think.
That's cool. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that.
And he kills it too. You would love it.
Nice. Well, hit me up, Beach Trasher.
Right. Let's see. I got a couple of more. Oh, so I asked you. Now here's the question. I know you have the answer to already because I'm starting to get more of a sense of you. When if somebody were to give you a blank check, bliggity blank, right? What would you use that on?
Can I only use it for one thing, or can it be multiple things?
It can be like a venture. Like it could be a venture. It doesn't like what I don't want you to say is like, so I would buy a house and then I would get my dog another partner.
No, fuck all that. I'm gonna do. I would put on like one of the biggest shows that I possibly could. I would invest all of that money into like, putting on my dream festival. I think that would be amazing. Yeah.
What is your dream festival? Just curious.
Like just doing what I'm doing now, but like in person with like a lot more bands and a lot more sponsors and like cool activations. And I would love to do it somewhere like a remote island or at least some sort of island. I mean, I'm Jamaican, so like if we could go back to Jamaica, I would totally do it there. Just somewhere kind of like out of the ordinary where you wouldn't expect there to be like a bunch of metal bands. But that's what I would do. Like have maybe like a vegan beer and metal festival.
Right? So like Ozfest, but on the islands.
Yeah. With like all vegan food.
Yeah, that would be sick as fuck. Yeah, metal Woodstock. Yes. Actually, I was gonna tell. I have an idea called Chaos Con, which is extremely similar, and I'll tell you about it at another time because I don't want to give anybody the details in case
Veronica's down. Girl, you're already in there. That's one of my best friends right there.
That's dope. So and here's another thing I wanted to ask you. Is there a band or a group or a person that you have not had the opportunity to work with yet that you would love the opportunity to work with?
That I haven't had the opportunity to work with. I mean, I would love to work with any of the Peaceville Records bands like Catatonia or Opeth. That would be amazing. Yeah, I've not had the opportunity to do that. I have worked with some Swedish metal bands, which has been fantastic. So, yeah. I would say those two would be my top.
There's this one metal band that I would like to put you on to called Vadoon. They're a UK metal band. Yeah, they're a UK metal band, and the singer sounds like if Beyonce was singing metal. And the music is, I want to say it's like a hybrid between, it's like they got African rhythms from the drums, and then that sound from I want to say when you put a bass through a guitar amp. A lot of bands are doing that now, so they don't have to have a second guitar player. So even when the bass is playing lead, it still kind of sounds like a guitar. So that's their thing. It's got like like boom, do 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 do, and then she's got an incredible range, and then they're ripping these crazy guitar solos and doing all that. And it's only a 3-piece. They're from the UK. It's called Vadoon. I'll send them to you after.
Yeah, please.
Because it's like, have you heard of the Nova Twins?
No.
Okay, yeah. So Nova Twins is also, they're like more, I want to say they're more alt. They're not necessarily metal in the sense that tone-wise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're more punk tone-wise, but metal to me because it's loud and fast and in your face.
Okay.
So these are kind of the bands that are going out in the UK, and they're doing their own thing, same exact thing that you're doing. I think they got signed to a major deal or something like that, and they started putting on a lot of the homies from here, which I thought was interesting because they played Afro punk here. And
Mhm.
then I think they played another one in the UK with Guitar Gabby and Louder Than Quiet, those people I was telling you about
Yeah.
before. And so they kind of have started their own thing, and I think they're pretty well known. They're pretty big now, but maybe check them out. And I
For
think
sure.
getting all of them together also would be really cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I don't have any more questions to ask you. You are a perfect interview. I really appreciate you for dropping all the knowledge. A lot of people don't
Oh,
understand
thank
how
you.
involved your job is, how complicated it is, and how, and I really appreciate you for taking the time out to even be able to sit down and talk with me.
No problem. This was really great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. You've been amazing.
Thank you. And tell everybody how can we find you? This is your personal page, but you have your
Yes.
PR page.
Yes. So my PR page is at official EJ PR on Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook at facebook.com/Ebony Jeanette PR. I'm on Clubhouse at Ebony Jeanette. Yeah, thank you. And I'm an Instagram person, so like if you want to reach me the fastest, just send me a DM. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you respond very fast and you give out perfect amounts of dates. I am free Wednesday, Friday, Thursday at 7
Yes.
p.m., 12 p.m., and 11 p.m. respectively.
Because my schedule is so packed, I have to do it like that. You know what I mean?
No,
And
I
then I was late
appreciate
for
I'm the
this, so I
same way.
apologize.
I'm the same way, but nobody ever gives me a time. So I have to I'm shoveling back like, oh shit. This is my third interview today because
Oh wow.
yeah. Yeah, and I still got the concert that I want to do, and I do Twisted Tarot readings.
Oh nice. I want one of those.
You do?
Yeah,
I would give you one for
absolutely.
coming on.
Okay. Very
Absolutely.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I do them non-conventionally, so they are
Okay.
not what you think they're going to be, but at the same time, they give you, I want to say, even more clarity than a traditional one.
Oh, I'm ready for it. Yes.
Yeah, just let me know. Send me your schedule again, and I'll hook you up.
Okay, for sure. And everybody that's watching, don't forget Blunt Force Trauma airs at 8 p.m. EST on July 16th via YouTube, youtube.com/Ebony Jeanette. 7 bands and a lot of weed. So it's going to be up in smoke.
A lot of weed.
I'm
I'm gonna promote that as soon as I get off of here. I'm gonna promote it. So whenever there's anything that you see coming up, just let me know. I will be in full support of what you're doing because
okay,
I love what you're doing, and I'm gonna be there too. I mean, like I'm gonna be watching it because why would I miss
anything you have that you want me to promote? You just let me know. Like let's collaborate for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the fuck out of you.
No problem. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
And to everybody watching at home, you already know who it is, the spookiest boy of them all. And I'm going to tell you that I would like you to stay spooky. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day. Actually, have the day you're supposed to have. We don't have wonderful days around here.
Smoke weed demon.